This was the African savanna, a place of raw beauty and untamed wilderness. Here, the land was shaped by the relentless sun, the seasonal rains, and the creatures that called it home. It was a world where only the strongest and most adaptable could thrive. Herds of antelope grazed quietly in the distance, their ears twitching at every sound. Elephants moved majestically through the morning mist, their massive forms casting long shadows across the grass. Each animal played its part in the intricate web of life that defined this place. Here, life and death danced a delicate ballet, each sunrise a new performance in the grand theatre of nature. Predators and prey alike were bound by the same rules, their fates intertwined in a story as old as time itself. On the horizon, a lioness watched with keen eyes, her muscles tensed in anticipation. Nearby, a cheetah stretched in the golden light, preparing for the chase that might decide the fate of the day. The air was thick with expectation, every creature attuned to the possibilities that the morning held. And on this particular morning, the stage was set for a showdown of epic proportions. The savannah, bathed in golden light, awaited the unfolding drama, one that would be written in the footprints left behind and the stories whispered on the wind. In the heart of the African savanna, where the golden light of dawn spills across endless grasslands, a powerful male lion emerged from the tall grass. His mane, a radiant halo of gold, shimmered in the morning sun, making him appear almost regal, as if he wore a crown bestowed by the very land itself. Each step he took was measured and deliberate, his massive paws barely making a sound on the dew-soaked earth. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of wildflowers and the distant calls of birds greeting the new day. This lion was known as Aslan, a name whispered with respect by all who shared his domain. He moved with the confidence and grace of a true king, his muscles rippling beneath his tawny coat as he strode across the open plains. Every creature, from the smallest meerkat to the towering giraffe, recognized his authority. Aslan's presence alone was enough to command attention, and his reputation as a fierce protector and skilled hunter was legendary throughout the savannah. Aslan's amber eyes, sharp and unblinking, scanned the vast landscape before him. He was ever watchful, alert to the slightest movement in the grass or the faintest rustle in the wind. These eyes had seen countless sunrises and survived many battles, always searching for both danger and opportunity. Today, his gaze lingered on the horizon, where the river glimmered like a silver ribbon, promising both life and peril. Hunger gnawed at Aslan's belly, a deep and insistent ache that could not be ignored. He licked his lips, his mind already turning to the hunt. The dry season had made prey scarce, and every meal was hard-won. Yet the king of the savannah was patient, knowing that timing and cunning were as important as strength. His stomach rumbled, a reminder that even the mightiest must answer to nature's call. Near the riverbank, life teemed in abundance. Herds of antelope grazed cautiously, always wary of the dangers that lurked nearby. Birds fluttered above the water, their songs mingling with the gentle rush of the current. But beneath this peaceful scene, a silent threat waited, hidden from view. Down by the riverbank, concealed beneath the murky water, lay another formidable predator. The surface of the river barely rippled, betraying nothing of the danger that lurked below. Only the faint outline of a snout and a pair of unblinking eyes hinted at the presence of a master of ambush. This was Nile, a massive crocodile whose sheer size and power made him a legend in his own right. His ancient lineage stretched back to the time of the dinosaurs, and his armored body bore the scars of countless battles. Nile was a survivor, a creature perfectly adapted to his watery world and feared by all who ventured too close to the river's edge. Nile's eyes, cold and calculating, sat atop his broad head, giving him a panoramic view of his domain. From this vantage point, he could watch everything that happened along the riverbank without ever revealing his true position. His gaze was unblinking, patient, and utterly ruthless, a silent promise of swift and deadly action. Unlike the lion, Nile was a master of patience. He could remain motionless for hours, perfectly camouflaged among the reeds and shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. His powerful jaws, lined with razor-sharp teeth, were capable of crushing bone in an instant. For Nile, the river was both home and hunting ground, a place where he reigned supreme. On this particular morning, as the sun rose higher and the savannah stirred to life, fate was quietly weaving a new story. The paths of the king and the river monster were about to cross, setting the stage for a dramatic encounter that would test the strength, cunning, and will of both legendary predators. The heat of the day was beginning to build, and Aslan was driven by thirst to the river's edge. He moved cautiously, his senses on high alert. He He knew these waters were as dangerous as they were life-giving. A flicker of movement in the shallows caught his eye. Was it a fish, or something far more sinister? Nile had sensed Aslan's approach. The vibrations in the water told him everything he needed to know. A large mammal, thirsty and vulnerable. This was his chance. With a sudden surge of power, Nile exploded from the water, his jaws snapping shut just inches from Aslan's face. The battle had begun. Aslan, caught off guard but never outmatched, leapt back with a startled roar. His powerful legs propelled him clear of the water's edge. He wheeled around, facing his attacker, his mane bristling with anger and adrenaline. The two apex predators circled each other, a study in contrast, strength, and the bone-crushing force of his jaws. The air crackled with tension as both animals prepared to fight for their lives. Aslan knew he couldn't risk a direct confrontation with Nile in the water. The crocodile had the advantage there, so he feinted to the left, then the right, kind of testing Nile's defenses. But the crocodile remained still, his unblinking eyes following Aslan's every move. He knew the lion would have to come to him eventually. With a frustrated growl, Aslan backed away from the river. He was thirsty, sure, but survival was more important. Nile had won this round, but their paths would cross again. This was the way of the wild. You know, the encounter between Aslan and Nile, though it was brief and, well, bloodless, served as a powerful reminder of the delicate balance that exists in nature. Each animal, predator and prey alike, plays a vital role in the intricate web of life. The lion, with its strength and hunting prowess, keeps the herbivore populations in check, preventing overgrazing and, honestly, ensuring the health of the grasslands. The crocodile, lurking there in the murky depths, controls fish populations and maintains the delicate ecosystem of the river. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, casting those long shadows across the savannah, Aslan continued his search for water, his encounter with Nile a stark reminder of the dangers that lurked in this paradise. The experience had humbled him, reminded him that even a king is not invincible. And what about Nile? He remained submerged, a patient and deadly presence in the river. He had successfully defended his territory and lived to hunt another day. Their encounter was, honestly, a testament to the power of nature, a reminder that respect and understanding are essential for coexistence. The African savannah, a place of constant change and breathtaking beauty, had borne witness to another epic encounter. Here, beneath the endless sky, life unfolds in ways both dramatic and subtle, every day bringing new stories to the land. The golden grasses sway in the morning breeze, and the air is alive with the calls of distant birds and the rustle of unseen creatures. This is a world where survival is never guaranteed, and every moment is precious. A place where the ancient rhythms of nature play out, undisturbed by the passage of time. The lion and the crocodile, two apex predators, had faced off in a silent battle of wills, their eyes locked, each measuring the other, both aware that a single misstep could mean the difference between life and death. The riverbank, usually a place of calm, became a stage for this tense standoff. Around them, the world seemed to hold its breath, as if the very land itself was waiting to see what would happen next. In that moment, the savannah was a theater of primal power and ancient rivalry. Neither had emerged victorious, yet both had survived. The lion, with its regal mane and powerful stride, retreated to the shade, muscles rippling beneath its tawny coat. The crocodile, armored and ancient, slid back into the cool embrace of the river, its eyes just above the surface, ever watchful. In the end, it was not brute strength or cunning that decided the outcome, but a mutual respect. A recognition that sometimes survival means knowing when to walk away. The savannah, ever impartial, accepted their truce, and life continued on. And that, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, was the greatest victory of all. For on this vast plain where so many lives are intertwined, coexistence is as important as conquest. The antelope grazed nearby, the zebras flicked their tails, and the birds soared overhead, all part of a delicate balance that has endured for millennia. Each creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest elephant, plays a role in this intricate web of life. Peace, however fleeting, is a treasure here, a moment to be cherished before the next challenge arises. African savannah, a night full of promise and peril, just like the day before it. The air grew cooler, and the sounds of the night creatures grew louder. Somewhere, a lion's roar echoed, a reminder that the cycle of life never truly rests. The darkness brought both danger and opportunity, and every animal, from the smallest mouse to the largest buffalo, prepared in its own way for what was to come. The savannah, timeless and eternal, embraced the night with open arms. And somewhere, out there in the darkness, the dance of life and death continued, a never-ending cycle as old as time itself. The savannah's story is never truly finished. It is written anew each day and night, shaped by the creatures who call it home. But tomorrow will bring new stories to this ancient land. Until next time, the savannah waits, ever watchful, ever alive. We must remember that we are merely visitors in this wild and wonderful world. Let us tread lightly and with respect, for the animals that inhabit these spaces deserve our admiration and protection. For in their survival lies the health of our planet, and honestly, the future of our own species.